The eyes of God are everywhere, watching over both the righteous and the wicked. Welcome, chosen ones. If you have found yourself here at this very moment, know that this message is no coincidence. This video, this knowledge, is not meant for everyone. If you clicked on this, perhaps you felt a divine pull, an unseen force drawing your spirit toward the light. The feeling of being watched, the sense of standing under a powerful gaze, you may have experienced this before. But remember this, not everyone will understand what I'm about to reveal. This message is meant only for the chosen. Many may not grasp its meaning, but those who are truly called will feel their spirits stir and awaken through what I share today. This verse reminds us that God sees all, but it's not just His eyes that are upon you, chosen ones. There is something far more profound, something of a cosmic nature at play. Have you ever wondered why, at times, you feel as though you're being watched, even when no one is physically near, as if an invisible presence is silently observing your every move? A force lingering beyond sight, always watching, always remembering, that feeling that awareness is not mere imagination. It is a deep spiritual truth, and today, we will uncover it in a way that may forever shift your understanding of your path. Now, let us begin this revelation. This is not an ordinary message. It is meant only for the true chosen ones. Stay with me until the end, for your soul will thank you for it. The reality of spiritual attention. The feeling of being watched is a deeply rooted experience for the chosen. It's something you've likely carried with you from childhood moments where you felt eyes on you, where an unseen presence shadowed your every step. This sensation is not imagined, it's real. You, as a chosen one, carry a light so strong, so radiant, that it attracts spiritual attention from all realms, both divine and dark forces. Chosen ones often have a heightened sense of spiritual awareness, which allows you to perceive the invisible forces in the world around you. This can manifest as a subtle sensation, like someone standing in the room with you, or a weight on your chest that you can't explain. But make no mistake, this is not a coincidence or a trick of the mind. The spiritual realm takes great interest in the lives of those marked by the divine. Consider for a moment the story of Daniel in the Bible. Daniel, a man of extraordinary faith, was constantly watched by both the forces of heaven and the enemies of God. His every move was scrutinized because his purpose was divinely appointed. Just like Daniel, your life is under surveillance by forces that transcend the material world. But why? Why would any angelic or otherwise care to watch you, to monitor your every step? The chosen ones illuminate the darkness. The reason, chosen one, is simple. You are a beacon of light in a world of shadows. When you walk into a room, your presence disrupts the energy, whether you realize it or not. Your very existence creates ripples in the spiritual atmosphere. Darkness flees from you, and forces that operate in the unseen realm take notice. Demons and negative entities, who once went about their business unnoticed, are drawn to the light that you carry. They sense that you are not like others. They know that you have been touched by the divine, that you carry a greater purpose. Even people, on a subconscious level, can feel this. Have you ever wondered why some people seem intimidated by you for no reason, or why others are inexplicably drawn to you? It's because they can feel the weight of your spiritual calling, even if they don't understand it. Your energy demands attention, good or bad. But this attention isn't just from the dark forces. The divine realm is also ever present. Angels, guardians, and spirit guides watch over you, ensuring that you are protected and guided on your path. You are precious to the divine plan, and as such, there are forces at work to ensure that you are always moving toward your destiny. But this brings with it a responsibility to stay vigilant, to stay pure in heart, and to trust that this feeling of being watched is part of your spiritual journey. The divine test. Why the watchers are necessary. Here's where it gets deep. The constant feeling of being watched is not just random spiritual activity. It's also a test. You see, chosen ones are often placed under spiritual observation because you are being prepared for something greater. This observation is not just for protection, but for refinement. It's as though your life is being scrutinized by heaven itself, watching to see how you handle your trials, how you respond to the temptations of the world, how you carry yourself in moments of doubt. And let me tell you, chosen one, these eyes upon you are testing your strength, your resolve, and your faith. Every decision you make, every path you take, is watched because your journey is meant to inspire others. You are not ordinary. Your path is narrow, filled with tests designed to make you stronger, more aware, and more aligned with the divine will. Consider the story of Job, whose faith was tested under the watchful eyes of both God and the enemy. Job felt the constant pressure of being scrutinized, of being judged, not only by his peers but by forces far beyond his comprehension. And yet, through it all, he remained faithful. Like Job, you too are being observed, not to make you fearful, but to refine your spirit and prepare you for the greatness that lies ahead. The power of awareness, how to handle being watched. Now, here's something important to understand. Being watched, being observed by both light and dark forces, is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's a sign that you are walking in your purpose. But you must also be mindful of how you conduct yourself in the face of this constant observation. There are steps you can take to ensure that you remain in alignment with the divine plan, even when the pressure of being watched feels overwhelming. First, remain grounded in your faith. Prayer, meditation, and spiritual practices are essential for keeping your spirit strong and resilient in the face of spiritual surveillance. Next, be discerning. Not every presence around you is benevolent. The chosen ones are often tested by deceptive forces that seek to derail them from their purpose. Learn to discern between the presence of light and dark energies, and trust your intuition when something doesn't feel right. Lastly, stay humble. Being a chosen one is a great honor, but it also requires humility. Remember that you are being watched, not because you are perfect, but because you are being perfected. Your journey is one of growth, learning, and spiritual evolution. Keep your heart open to the lessons that come your way, even when they are difficult. The forces of light and darkness, a constant tug of war. You've felt it, haven't you? That sense of being pulled in multiple directions at once. Some days, you feel high, filled with light, clarity, and purpose. Other days, you might feel an almost inexplicable heaviness, as if you're carrying the weight of something unseen. This is not a coincidence, chosen one. You are living in the middle of a spiritual tug of war between the forces of light and darkness. The feeling of being watched is tied directly to this battle. The spiritual realm is always in motion. Angels, guides, and divine entities are constantly working to protect you, guide you, and help you fulfill your mission. But on the other side, there are darker forces, those that wish to see you fail, who want to obscure your vision, fill you with doubt, and lead you astray. These forces watch you closely, waiting for any sign of weakness, any moment where they can infiltrate your thoughts or disrupt your path. Understanding spiritual surveillance. Let me be clear, chosen one. You are under constant spiritual surveillance, not just by divine entities, but also by forces of opposition. The reason you feel watched so intensely is because your life carries profound significance in the spiritual realm. The enemy knows this. Dark forces know this, and they are always on the lookout for opportunities to challenge you. You see, spiritual surveillance isn't always malevolent. Often, it's part of the divine plan for your life. God is watching you closely because your growth is being carefully guided. Your struggles, your triumphs, your failures, all of these are observed because they are part of your divine evolution. Nothing is random when you're chosen. Every moment in your life is a piece of the larger puzzle, a part of your higher calling. But there's more to this spiritual surveillance than just the divine gaze. In the unseen world, the forces of darkness also keep a close eye on the chosen ones. Why? Because they know that you have the potential to change the world. You have been marked by the divine, and that mark makes you a target for those who oppose the light. This is why, chosen one, you must be vigilant. The eyes upon you are not always friendly. Some are waiting for the slightest crack in your defenses, the smallest misstep, so they can influence your thoughts, your decisions, and your path. The enemy is cunning. It watches, it waits, and it strikes when you are at your most vulnerable. What many fail to understand is that being chosen doesn't mean your life will be easy. In fact, it often means the opposite. You are a beacon of light, and wherever light exists, shadows will try to encroach upon it. Darkness is drawn to you not because it wants you, but because it fears the potential within you. This battle is relentless. As you grow stronger in your spiritual journey, so too do the forces that seek to oppose you. The enemy's agenda, why you're a target. Now, you might be wondering, why am I such a target? The answer is simple but profound, because you are a threat to the kingdom of darkness. You carry a light within you that disrupts the status quo of the spiritual world. The enemy knows that if you fully step into your purpose, if you fully realize the power you hold, you can cause ripples that affect not just your life, but the lives of everyone you encounter. Your light has the potential to awaken others, to inspire change, to break chains of bondage, and that is something the darkness cannot afford to let happen. You see, the chosen ones are not just here to survive, they are here to transform. You have a mission, a divine purpose that extends far beyond your personal journey. You are here to be a vessel for light, for truth, for spiritual awakening in a world that desperately needs it. The enemy knows this, and that's why you're being watched so closely. The attacks on your life, the feelings of being watched, the spiritual heaviness you sometimes feel, these are all strategies of the enemy to weaken you, to plant seeds of doubt, to make you question your worth, your path, and your purpose. The enemy thrives on fear and confusion. If it can make you doubt yourself, even for a moment, it can delay your progress. But here's the truth, chosen one. You are stronger than you know. The enemy may watch you, but it cannot stop you unless you allow it to. You have the power to resist, to stand firm in your purpose, and to rise above the spiritual attacks that come your way. The role of divine protection. You are never alone. While it may feel overwhelming to know that both light and dark forces are watching you, let me remind you of this. You are never alone. You are divinely protected always. Angels, spirit guides, and ancestors stand by your side, watching over you, guiding you, and ensuring that no harm comes to you that you cannot handle. There is a divine hedge of protection around you that cannot be penetrated by darkness unless you open the door to it. This is why maintaining your spiritual practices is so vital. Prayer, meditation, and acts of faith keep you connected to the divine source, ensuring that you remain under the watchful care of the Most High. Even in your darkest moments, when you feel most watched, most vulnerable, you must remember that the light is always stronger than the darkness. The enemy may watch you, but it cannot overtake you unless you allow it. Your divine protectors are always near, ready to intervene when needed, ensuring that you are never truly alone in this battle. The Bible tells us in Psalm 91:11, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This is not just a comforting thought, it's a spiritual reality. As a chosen one, you have been assigned divine guardians whose sole purpose is to protect and guide you. They watch you closely not to judge you, but to ensure that you fulfill your divine mission. But here's the catch, chosen one. You must trust in that protection. You must believe in the power of the divine forces working in your favor. Fear, doubt, and anxiety weaken your spiritual defenses. The more you give in to these lower vibrations, the easier it becomes for darker forces to influence you. But when you stand in faith, when you trust that you are protected, nothing can harm you. Staying vigilant, your role in the spiritual battle. Being watched is not just about what's happening to you, it's also about how you respond. You have a role to play in this spiritual battle. You are not a passive participant, you are a warrior in the spiritual realm, and your actions, your mindset, and your faith are your weapons. You must remain vigilant, chosen one. Be aware of the forces at play, both good and bad, and keep your spiritual armor strong. Surround yourself with light. Stay connected to the divine through prayer, meditation, and acts of service. Trust your intuition and pay attention to the signs around you. The spiritual realm is constantly communicating with you, guiding you, and revealing the truth. When you feel watched, don't shrink in fear. Stand tall, knowing that you are seen because you matter. You are seen because you are chosen for something greater. This feeling of being watched is not a burden, it's a confirmation of your significance in the divine plan. Your aura speaks louder than words. First, you must understand this. Your aura, your spiritual energy, speaks louder than your words or actions. As a chosen one, your energy radiates in a way that is impossible to ignore. You don't have to say anything, and yet people will notice you. They will feel something about you, even if they can't quite put their finger on it. Your presence alone shifts the energy in a room. Some will be drawn to you instinctively. They will feel comfort, peace, or even inspiration when they are in your presence. These are often people who are spiritually in tune themselves, even if they don't realize it. They may not know why they feel safe around you, but it's because your light is touching something deep within their spirit. You serve as a reminder to them of something greater, something divine, something they too can aspire to. This is one of the ways that the chosen ones act as vessels of light in the world. However, not everyone will react positively to your energy. In fact, some people will be made deeply uncomfortable by your presence, and this, chosen one, is something you must come to terms with. The uncomfortable truth: not everyone will like you. Let's be real for a moment. You've probably noticed that there are people who, for no apparent reason, seem to dislike you or avoid you. They might act cold, distant, or even hostile, even if you've done nothing to provoke them. You could walk into a room with a smile and a pure heart, and yet there will be those who immediately feel uneasy or even antagonistic toward you. Why? Because your light exposes their darkness. It's not that you've done anything wrong, it's simply that your presence, your energy, brings to the surface the things they've been trying to hide. Whether it's insecurities, unresolved trauma, or their own spiritual disconnect, the chosen ones carry an energy that acts like a mirror, reflecting back to people what they need to see within themselves. This reflection can be uncomfortable, especially for those who are not ready to face their inner shadows. The Bible speaks to this in John 3:20. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. This doesn't mean these people are inherently evil, but it does mean that your light disrupts their comfort zone. Your presence brings an awareness that they are not living in alignment with their true selves, and this can be unsettling. In a world where so many people live in spiritual slumber, the chosen ones act as a wake-up call, and as you know, not everyone is eager to be woken up. Spiritual jealousy: why some people are threatened by you. Now, let's talk about something that many chosen ones experience but often don't understand: spiritual jealousy. Yes, chosen one, there are those who will be envious of your light, your gifts, and your spiritual power. They may not even know why they feel this way, but their spirits recognize something in you that they wish they had. You see, the chosen ones carry a sense of purpose, a divine calling, and even if you're still discovering what that calling is, others can sense it. People who are not in touch with their own purpose, or who have ignored the divine path laid before them, may feel threatened by your presence. They see something in you that they've suppressed in themselves, and instead of being inspired, they become resentful. This is why you might encounter people who, out of nowhere, seem to have a negative reaction to you or even try to undermine you. It's important to remember that this is not truly about you. Their reaction is rooted in their own spiritual struggles. The jealousy, the negativity, and even the attempts to bring you down are all a reflection of their internal conflict. They see in you what they wish they could be, but instead of turning inward and doing the spiritual work to elevate themselves, they project their frustrations onto you. But here's what you need to know, chosen one: your light cannot be dimmed by the jealousy of others. You were chosen for a purpose, and no amount of negativity, envy, or hostility can take that away from you. The more you rise into your calling, the more you will attract both light and dark reactions, but this is part of your journey, part of the spiritual warfare you were born into. Your energy is a spiritual activator. There's another reason why people react so strongly to you, and this is something that will empower you as you walk your path. Your energy, as a chosen one, is a spiritual activator. What does this mean? It means that your presence has the ability to activate something within others. It's as if your energy has the power to wake people up from their spiritual sleep, even if they're not ready for it. This activation can be subtle, like planting a seed in someone's consciousness, or it can be more immediate, leading to profound changes in the people you encounter. This is why some people are drawn to you and seek your guidance or company. They may not even know why they feel compelled to be around you, but something within them is waking up because of your energy. Your light serves as a catalyst for their own spiritual awakening, even if they don't fully understand it. On the other hand, this activation can also trigger resistance in people who are not ready to face the truth. When your energy stirs something within them, they might push back, become defensive or critical. This resistance is a form of spiritual defense mechanism. They are not yet ready to confront the inner changes your presence is encouraging. You must understand that both reactions are part of your role as a chosen one. Your energy is a powerful force, and it has the ability to shift the spiritual atmosphere wherever you go. Whether people react with admiration or discomfort, know that your presence is doing the work it was meant to do. The responsibility of carrying divine energy. With this knowledge comes a great responsibility. As a chosen one, you must be conscious of the energy you carry and the effect it has on others. Your presence is not neutral. You are a walking conduit of divine energy, and that energy has the power to influence everyone around you. This is why it is so important to maintain your spiritual practices and stay grounded in your purpose. When you are aligned with the divine, your energy flows in harmony with your mission. But when you are off balance, when you are not taking care of your spiritual health, your energy can become chaotic or even harmful to others. You've probably noticed that when you're feeling disconnected from your spiritual source, the reactions of others to you change as well. People might become more agitated or negative in your presence, and you might feel more drained after interacting with them. This is because your energy is out of alignment, and as a result, it's impacting the spiritual environment in a way that is not beneficial. To carry divine energy is a great honor, but it also requires great responsibility. You must be mindful of how you engage with others, how you manage your own energy, and how you protect yourself from spiritual attacks. This is why spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, and grounding rituals are so essential for the chosen ones. They keep your energy pure, strong, and aligned with the divine purpose. How to protect your energy and stay aligned. So, how do you protect your energy, especially when you are constantly being watched, scrutinized, and sometimes attacked by others, whether spiritually or emotionally? First, remember that your greatest defense is your connection to the divine. Stay rooted in prayer and meditation. These practices strengthen your spiritual shield and keep you connected to the source of your power. When you are aligned with the divine, the negativity of others cannot penetrate your spirit. Second, be discerning about the people and environments you expose yourself to. Not everyone deserves access to your energy, and as a chosen one, you must learn to set boundaries. Some people will try to drain you, either consciously or unconsciously, because they are drawn to your light. But not all who seek your light are meant to be in your inner circle. Protect your energy by surrounding yourself with those who uplift and support you. Finally, trust your intuition. As a chosen one, your intuition is one of your greatest gifts. It will guide you when something or someone is not aligned with your spirit. Listen to that inner voice, even when it tells you things that are difficult to hear. Your intuition will never lead you astray. Angels and spirit guides, your divine protectors. First, you must understand that angels and spirit guides are a constant presence in the life of a chosen one. Whether you are aware of them or not, they are always working behind the scenes, orchestrating events, protecting you from unseen dangers, and nudging you in the right direction. The Bible tells us in Psalm 91:11, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This is not just poetic language, this is a divine promise. As a chosen one, you have been assigned angels whose purpose is to guard you, guide you, and ensure that you remain on your path. Angels are higher beings of light, messengers of the divine, who intervene in your life in ways both seen and unseen. They might come to you in dreams, through signs, or even as a quiet inner voice that guides you away from danger or toward the right decision. They protect you from spiritual attacks, deflect negative energies, and ensure that you are aligned with your higher purpose. But angels are not the only ones watching over you. Spirit guides, often ancestors or wise spiritual beings who have walked this earth before, also play a pivotal role in your journey. These guides are deeply connected to your soul and your mission. They have been where you are now, and their wisdom is invaluable. They are assigned to help you navigate the challenges and complexities of your path as a chosen one. How spiritual guardians communicate with you. One of the most profound aspects of having spiritual guardians is the way they communicate with you. You might not always hear a voice or see a figure, but your guardians are always sending you messages. Here's the thing, chosen one. You must learn to tune in to the subtle ways your guardians communicate. It's not always going to be a loud, booming voice from the heavens. More often than not, it will be subtle signs, synchronicities, and moments of intuition that you need to pay attention to. Have you ever had a moment where you suddenly felt compelled to change your route, avoid a certain situation, or make a quick decision that saved you from harm? That was not a coincidence. That was your guardians intervening on your behalf. They don't need to scream to be heard. They guide you gently, nudging your spirit in the right direction. Here are a few ways spiritual guardians communicate with you. 1. Dreams. Sometimes your guardians will appear in your dreams, offering wisdom, guidance, or warnings about future events. If you wake up with a dream that feels particularly vivid or significant, pay attention to it, write it down, reflect on it, and seek its deeper meaning. 2. Signs and symbols. Your guardians love to communicate through signs and symbols. You might notice repeated numbers, certain animals crossing your path, or recurring symbols in your daily life. These are not random, they are messages from your spiritual guides telling you that you are on the right path or need to adjust your course. 3. Intuition. Your intuition is one of the primary channels through which your guardians speak to you. That gut feeling you get when something feels off, or when you feel a sudden sense of clarity, that's your guardians whispering in your ear. Trust that feeling. The more you listen to your intuition, the stronger your connection with your spiritual guides becomes. 4. Synchronicities. You've likely experienced synchronicities, those coincidental moments where everything aligns perfectly. Maybe you're thinking about someone and they suddenly call you, or you need a solution and the answer presents itself almost immediately. These are orchestrations by your guardians, weaving together the fabric of your life to ensure you remain on your divine path. The role of guardians in spiritual warfare. Earlier, we discussed the spiritual battle that rages around you, chosen one. Your spiritual guardians play a critical role in protecting you from the darker forces that seek to derail you. They are your frontline defense in spiritual warfare. Let's be clear, you are constantly under protection, but you must also remain vigilant. While your guardians are always working to shield you, it's important to do your part as well. Spiritual warfare is real, and as a chosen one, you are a target. Dark forces will try to infiltrate your mind, your emotions, and even your physical surroundings to throw you off course. Your guardians know this, and they work tirelessly to keep these dark energies at bay. However, they need your cooperation. This is where your spiritual practices come into play. Regular prayer, meditation, and grounding rituals help you stay connected to your guardians and keep your spiritual defenses strong. When you neglect your spiritual health, you create openings for negative forces to enter your life. Think of your spiritual guardians as the generals in your army. They strategize, they protect, and they guide you, but you, as the warrior, must also be equipped and ready to fight. You do this by staying in alignment with your divine purpose, staying grounded in your faith, and trusting the guidance that comes from your spiritual team. Guardian angels versus dark watchers. Let's take a moment to differentiate between your guardian angels and dark watchers. We've spoken a lot about the positive spiritual beings that watch over you, but there's also a shadowy counterpart. Dark Watchers, malevolent entities, lower spirits, or demonic forces are also keeping an eye on you. They are not assigned by the divine, but by the forces of darkness that oppose your light. These Dark Watchers are drawn to the chosen ones because of your divine purpose. They observe you, looking for ways to interfere with your journey. They might manifest as feelings of unease, heaviness, or even physical ailments that seem to come out of nowhere. They feed off your fear, anxiety, and doubt, trying to amplify these emotions to weaken your spirit. But here's the thing, they have no real power over you unless you give it to them. Your spiritual guardians are far more powerful than any Dark Watcher. These entities can only influence you if you lower your spiritual defenses, give in to fear, or allow yourself to become disconnected from your divine source. When you are aligned with your higher purpose, when you trust in the divine protection around you, these Dark Watchers have no hold over you. They may observe, but they cannot interfere. This is why it's so important to stay grounded in your faith and spiritual practices. The more you strengthen your connection to the divine, the less power these Dark Watchers have. Your guardians stand ready to protect you, but you must stay in alignment to allow them to do their work effectively. How to strengthen your relationship with your spiritual guardians. Now that you understand the importance of your spiritual guardians, you might be wondering, how can I build a stronger relationship with them? The truth is, your guardians are always near, but they need your invitation to become more active in your life. Here are some ways to strengthen your connection with your spiritual guides. 1. Acknowledge them. Simply acknowledging the presence of your spiritual guardians is the first step. You don't have to see them to believe they are there. Speak to them in your prayers, invite their guidance, and thank them for their protection. Gratitude opens the door for greater connection. 2. Spend time in silence. Your guardians often speak in the quiet moments when your mind is still and your heart is open. Spend time in meditation or quiet reflection, allowing yourself to be open to their messages. You might not hear words, but you will feel their presence and receive intuitive insights. 3. Ask for signs. Don't be afraid to ask your spiritual guardians for signs. They want to communicate with you, and they often do so through signs in your everyday life. Ask for confirmation on a decision, and be open to the signs they send you, whether through numbers, symbols, or synchronicities. 4. Trust the process. Building a relationship with your spiritual guardians takes time, trust, and patience. You might not receive immediate answers, but trust that they are working on your behalf behind the scenes. The more you trust in their presence, the more they will reveal themselves to you. Chosen ones. Your spiritual guardians are your allies in this journey. They watch over you not just to protect you, but to ensure that you fulfill the divine mission you were born into. Strengthen your connection with them, trust in their guidance, and know that you are never walking this path alone. The weight of being chosen. First, let's acknowledge the weight of what it means to be chosen. Being watched, tested, and refined isn't easy. You've faced trials that others couldn't imagine. You've carried burdens that, at times, felt too heavy, but through it all, you've remained standing, and there's a reason for that. You were handpicked by the divine for a specific purpose, and that purpose, chosen one, is not just about you. It's about what you are here to do in this world. You have a mission that is bigger than yourself, a calling that is tied to the elevation of humanity, to the healing of this earth, and to the awakening of countless souls who are still in the dark. This is why you are watched so closely, because your actions, your choices, and your growth matter. Every step you take in the direction of your calling brings you closer to fulfilling your divine mission, and that mission will ripple out to impact the lives of others. Let that sink in. You are chosen because you are part of something greater. You are a light in the darkness. At the core of your mission is this simple truth: you are a light in the darkness. In a world filled with confusion, fear, and spiritual blindness, the chosen ones serve as beacons of light, illuminating the path for others. Whether you realize it or not, your life is an example for those around you. your resilience, your strength, and your unwavering faith in the face of adversity inspire others to rise above their circumstances. But being a light in the darkness comes with responsibility. Darkness will always try to extinguish light. This is why you are watched not just by the forces of light, but also by the forces of darkness. They observe your progress, your growth, and your moments of weakness, hoping to find a way to dim your light. Yet here's the truth, chosen one: darkness can never overpower light. As long as you stay aligned with your divine purpose, your light will only grow stronger. The more you embrace your calling, the more you will inspire others to awaken to their own light. This is your role. You are not just here to survive this life, you are here to illuminate it. Awakening others, your role as a spiritual leader. Another crucial aspect of your calling is that you are meant to awaken others. Chosen ones are often spiritual leaders, though not always in the traditional sense. You might not stand behind a pulpit or lead a congregation, but your life, your energy, and your wisdom naturally guide others toward the light. You are a spiritual teacher by example. Have you ever noticed how people come to you for advice, for comfort, or for guidance, even when you don't have all the answers? There's something about your presence that calms others and helps them see things more clearly. This is not a coincidence, it's part of your calling. But here's the thing, awakening others doesn't mean fixing their problems for them. It means leading by example. It means showing others how to connect with their own divine purpose, how to trust their intuition, and how to embrace their spiritual journey. In Matthew 5:14-16, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." This is your calling, chosen one. Let your light shine, to be that city on a hill that others can look to when they are lost in the darkness. But remember, in order to do this, you must first be aligned with your own light. You must nurture your spiritual connection and continue to grow in your faith and purpose. Why you are continuously watched, the refinement process. Now, let's return to the central theme of why you feel continuously watched. The reason you are under such close spiritual observation is because you are being refined. Just as precious metals must go through fire to be purified, so too must the chosen ones endure the trials of life to become the vessels of divine light that they are destined to be. Every challenge, every trial, every moment where you feel tested is part of this refinement process. It's not about punishment, it's about preparation. The divine is preparing you for something greater, something you may not even fully understand yet. You are being molded into the spiritual leader, the healer, the guide that this world needs. This process of refinement is why you often feel the weight of being watched. Your guardians, the divine, and even the darker forces are all paying attention because they know what's at stake. Your growth matters. Your transformation matters. Every step you take toward fulfilling your mission is being carefully monitored because you are crucial to the divine plan. Just as a master craftsman carefully watches over his work, ensuring every detail is perfect, so too are you being carefully shaped into the person you were always meant to become. Embracing your calling, moving forward with confidence. Now that you understand the purpose behind why you are continuously watched, the question is, how will you move forward? It's time, chosen one, to fully embrace your divine calling. No more doubting your worth. No more questioning whether you are enough. You were chosen for this. Every experience you've gone through, every hardship you've endured, has been preparing you for this moment. Here are a few key steps to help you move forward with confidence in your calling. 1. Accept your role. Fully embrace the fact that you are a chosen one. Stop running from it or downplaying your spiritual significance. You are chosen for a reason, and it's time to step into that truth with confidence. 2. Stay spiritually grounded. Your connection to the divine is your greatest asset. Nurture it through daily prayer, meditation, and reflection. The more grounded you are in your spiritual practices, the stronger you will become, and the more clearly you will hear the guidance of your spiritual guardians. 3. Walk with purpose. Every day is an opportunity to live out your calling, whether it's in small acts of kindness or larger spiritual missions. Approach each day with the intention of fulfilling your divine purpose. Trust that the divine is guiding your steps, even when the path ahead seems unclear. 4. Inspire others. Remember that your light is not just for you. You are here to inspire and awaken others, whether through your words, your actions, or simply your presence. You have the power to lead others toward their own spiritual awakening. Don't underestimate the impact you have on those around you. 5. Trust the process. The feeling of being watched is part of your refinement. Trust that every experience is shaping you into the person you were meant to be. You are being prepared for something greater, and that preparation requires patience, faith, and trust in the divine. You are ready, chosen one. As we bring this journey to a close, I want you to take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed. The feeling of being watched, the spiritual forces at play, the guidance of your guardians, and the purpose behind it all. These are not random experiences, they are all part of your divine calling. You were chosen for this time, for this moment in history, to be a light in a world that is desperately in need of spiritual awakening. The feeling of being watched is simply a reminder of how important you are to the divine plan. Your life matters, your choices matter, your growth matters. So now, chosen one, go forward with confidence. Embrace your role, shine your light, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be on this journey. This is the end of our journey today, but for you, chosen one, it is only the beginning. The path ahead is filled with purpose, growth, and divine guidance. Walk it with courage and remember, you are always watched, always protected, and always loved. Thanks for watching till the end. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's continue to build a community of like-minded souls dedicated to spiritual growth and personal development. Stay blessed and continue shining your light. Until next time, thank you for being a part of Spirit Guide.